You get one life. And when it's over, you want to be able to say like, dang, I conquered this and this. And I never thought I could be consistent in the gym. And Court, you're being consistent in the gym now too. Like,
wow.
You know what I mean? So go all the way out with life. Go all the way out and go all the way out for the right reasons.
Welcome to another edition of the Social Proof Podcast, where we find dope people that did dope stuff, proven success. Proven success, right?
Proven.
Okay. This ain't. Hold on, you're not like a COVID success story, are you?
Absolutely
okay,
not.
I was just double checking.
No.
There's a bunch of COVID millionaires out here, all right? So I'm excited about this conversation because you're involved in something that I've always been curious about, because I have a bunch of people where they talk about they're doing taxes, right? And I'm like, you doing taxes. And they make a whole bunch of money in a couple months. And I'm like, this can't be, you dog? Like, you don't even count good. I know you ain't do good in math. And they're really running the bag up. But I think we're in the space of just kind of like financial literacy as a people. But because everybody's aware of financial literacy, everybody's teaching it, but not everybody can teach. So the fact that you've been doing what you do for 10 years, I'm very excited about this conversation.
Me too.
Absolutely. So, Ms. Cortney Rose, is that your real name?
It's not.
I was about to, that name is way too cool.
Yeah.
That's a stage name right there.
Yes.
Okay. How'd you come up with the name Cortney Rose?
Sure. So back in the Bible days, people loved names with meaning. And I like, the beauty of a flower, but it has its thorns on the bottom. And I feel like that's been my life. It's beautiful, but it's been tough. So I just decided to throw the little rose on there at the end. I'm really Courtney Martin, but I go by Cortney Rose.
I can see that too, because you're like so sweet and humble, but I know it's some thorn. You got tattoos everywhere, and you speak so soft.
I'm hood, but I'm good, I promise.
I'm hood, but I'm good. I like that. Okay, so Cortney Rose, how do you introduce yourself when people ask you, who's Cortney Rose? How do you introduce yourself?
So I am a financial coach. I teach people how to make 6 figures in 4 months. I've now had 6-figure months. So I can only teach it because I first done it. I've been doing it for 10 years. And last year with COVID happening and me recognizing like, dang, Court, you're sitting on the couch and it's March and you're good for not just this year, but the next few years. Like you can't be on this couch comfortable knowing that people are uncomfortable. So I literally took what I've done in my local community, teaching and raising up business owners and running them through my firm, and actually digitized it all and put it in a course and said, hey, you got to get out of your comfort zone and you got to let the world know that you can teach them. You have the tools. Yes, you dropped out of college, but you have a CPA on your team. You have an infrastructure guy on your team. So me taking a bunch of experience along with the information, along with clients, and basically packaging it and saying, hey, now I'm ready to teach other people out there in the world that don't know me locally that it's possible for them to be able to make 6 figures in 4 months.
And where are you from?
I'm from Stockton, California, but I live in like Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas. Okay, So 6 figures in 4 months. That is very attractive. That's a very attractive tag. Actually, that might be would that be a good topic of this 6 figures in 4 months? I'm guessing it's condensed in the tax season.
Yeah,
right?
January through April is where all of it. Now we're having 6-figure months. So I say 6 figures in 4 months, but now I'm having 6-figure in 1 month. But basically it's 4 months. So it's 4 months of going really hard, servicing people, servicing them really, really well. Because again, I've been invisible to the world. I've never did the social media stuff. I've always just serviced people and my clients, shared who I am.
Yeah.
And so what was your question?
Here's the thing. So in the 4 months of tax season, right? What I'm starting to see is after tax season, people are so inspired and they start to get into it. So the smart people, one of my friends, after tax season, they say, yo, I'm going to start doing taxes. And in my mind, like, yo, you can't do taxes now. It's June. It's like September, October. And they started studying and researching, taking classes and stuff. And then by the time tax season hit, they were ready to kind of run into that 6 figures in 4 months.
Absolutely.
So when is the right time to get started?
Anytime. I feel like anytime, because there's never a bad time to learn information, that could be monumental. So ideally, if you wanted to, like, when I have students that want to start, just say, for instance, in January, I feel like now is the perfect time because you have 6 months to rev up, to really master your information. It's not a whole bunch because the software is so smart nowadays. It does most of the work for you. As long as you can read, as long as you can write, as long as you can data enter information and you can ask questions, then you can basically do a tax return.
What software?
The tax software that us as professionals use. So the professional allows us to take information directly off a sheet of paper. What's your name? What's your social? What's your birth date? What amount did you make with your business? What amount did you make with your, with your job? You plug it into the computer, you type it in, it takes less than 3 to 5 minutes if you're really fast. I'm really big on speed. So then you're doing a return in all of, just say 10 minutes, and that return you get paid a few $100s. So you're making hundreds of dollars in minutes.
Hold on, yo. Hold on. So you go, let's say it's like H&R Block or something like that, right? So that's why they be hiring like people for $10 an hour or whatever. So pretty much I go in there, they take my information, the computer's asking what questions to ask, you put it in, and that...
It does everything for you.
Dang.
We are nothing more than a fancy clerical entry specialist that has information and knowledge about how the tax law works. So we're able to answer questions for our clients, but that's all that we're doing. Of course, when there's the complexities of, like, you know what I'm saying? Like the whole, okay, if you're a business owner, if you're an S Corp or a nonprofit, then that's when all the, the intricacies come in. But then still, it's a basic formula. The business owner, they come in, they provide you their information. This is what I made. This is what I paid. The software replicates the sheet of paper. You input the information, and those returns pay you hundreds of dollars. And I like for my clients to drop things off now, because then I could have my assistant enter the information, so that I'm just calling to close the deal. And I give them a great experience. I connect with them. I educate them. I empower them. And then, it kind of goes on.
That's how my dumb friends was making 6 figures. I knew it. I was like, yo, because bro, I know you. You feel me? And it's pretty much just understanding the tax code, right? So the core of it, how the tax refunds are calculated, is done automatically.
Absolutely. So there's people out there that know their information and they understand the tax law, because I'm a business owner first and then I do taxes second. So I had to have a set of understanding about business, and then I had to learn taxes kind of as I worked through it and reverse engineered the forms. But if you can literally, a 12-year-old could do a tax return, because if they can read, they can write, they can type, then you're taking information off of a sheet, and the systems are so savvy that the system is doing all the work for you. So it tells you the amount after you put David Shan's name in there, David Shan's wife name, the kids, the address, your income total. Bam, it computes a number. Okay, this is our fee. Bam, you're paid in minutes. So
Joe, we're starting a tax company, bro. Right out of here. In that little room, okay? That room right there, we run a tax business. Okay, I gotta go back. I gotta go back in how you became this person, because you're very impressive. Like, even the way you talk, like we having a conversation, you talk with so much assurity. It's like you're a quiet storm. You know what I mean? Because you're real respectful. You're like real soft-spoken kind of. But when you start talking about business and motivation and inspiration, you turn into a different person. So what were you doing before taxes?
Sure. So I've had one real job in life. I don't know if it was a real job. My mom was real successful, and then she lost everything in the real estate market. And when that happened, I seen her lose everything, and it was like something internal for me clicked. She was paying for college, so I dropped out. And a guy said...
Hold on. So she was getting to the bag, putting you through college, but then the money ran out and you had to...
Drop out and be there for her emotionally. Because, when you lose stuff, sometimes you lose yourself too.
Oh, wow.
And so a guy said, hey, I see something special in you. Like, I want you to work with me.
What guy?
So it was a guy that I went to get my taxes done by this little guy. And I said, okay, bet. So it was my job. Was he trying to
shoot a shot? Was he trying to get
No,
down?
he was an older guy. He ended up not paying me too. So it wasn't a good ending. So I just call him the little guy that was the tuition that I paid for learning. But anyways, so...
Good mindset.
I learned the industry by working with him. So I went to school for accounting, got those 2 years, and then I had this fire in me that eventually I knew that I wanted to be able to, be a business owner, be able to get the most out of life. Then when he gave me the opportunity to work into his office, and then he not paid me, it was like, okay, that's cool, but you introduced me to an industry, and you can't take back that knowledge. And so I since that year, I literally just hit the gas, and I have never let up.
2000 what? What year
That
is
was 2000. It's 2021, so 2011.
2011.
Was
Gotcha.
Yep. And then 2012 is when I like cashed out my 401k, opened my company.
Hold on, what 401k? Where'd you work at?
I worked at a little company called City. That was my first full job. So when I went and got my taxes done by him, I had a little W-2 with like 30,000 on there.
Oh, so you made 30,000 a year?
Yeah, I made 30,000 a year, and then granted, so then I went and got my taxes done by him, and so we're just having conversation.
Gotcha.
And by us having conversation, he's like, "Man, I see something in you. I want you to work with me." So I ended up working with him, and then basically he didn't end up. He paid me once, and then he didn't pay me for all the other clients.
But so this job that you were working at, how long were you at the job?
Oh, I was there so that was like 2007. So I was there for 5 years.
5 years, gotcha.
Yeah, but I was making not a lot of money because I'm a college dropout. You know what I mean? I'm in Texas, so I didn't have any work experience because I was a spoiled little college. You know what I'm saying, kid?
Because you had the bag growing up.
Yeah, it was just different.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a period of time. So yeah.
So back to your mother. She lost everything.
Mm-hmm.
How did she proceed? What did she end up doing?
So for a while, I had to carry the weight all these years.
On your job of 30,000 a year?
Mm-hmm.
Dang, that's different. That's humbling.
Yep. And I continue to carry the weight. And that's what pushed me to just go hard and find a way to succeed in this industry. Because it was like, it's one thing to know information and know that you can make money, but it's something totally different to not believe in yourself anymore and not be able to allow your information to be able to produce the lifestyle that you know it could produce. So I had to just grind and fight and build over those years. And so I kind of carried the weight for her,
Gotcha.
For the past ...
What is she doing now?
She's doing real estate, and this fire in me, I feel like it's not ignited something back in her. Like, hey, you know what I mean? And that was really like my mantra. It's like, okay, Court, mom gave you this, but now you got to remind mom that this is in her, you know? So I have like this fire in me, like, listen, it's too many good people out here that work really, really hard. And their business never gets out there to the world because they're invisible. They don't get to do anything like this and make themselves known because we're so in the trenches of working hard and servicing people well that nobody ever really gets to know our name. So we're working really hard our whole life and we're working forever.
Right.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
So, yeah.
So you jump into the tax business, you cash out your 401k.
It was not a lot in there.
It couldn't have been much.
Yeah.
But that 2011, you start working with this guy, you have this idea. The very next year, you quit your job.
Mm-hmm.
How much did it cost to start the business?
Sure. So my 401k hit like 7,000, and I think after taxes they gave me like 5,000. So I went right in with like, I knew that I wanted to have a team. So my first year in business, I trained, I recruited.
Break down this $5,000 because I'm guessing you wrote 5,000.
So it was a commercial storefront. So it was in a brand new shopping like little community. Yeah. So we had to do a build out. So we had to put tile in. We had to put up walls because I wanted like a reception area and then individual offices. I did some bartering of services. So I had a family friend that was a builder. So I was like, listen, I can't afford to pay you, but I'll help you put up the sheetrock. Like I'll help you. So basically with that 5,000, we were able to put the tile down. We were able to, pay to like for the materials for our sheetrock, so we can be able to have offices. Sure. And then we went to IKEA and got like, the little desk with the screw-on legs. And yeah, we made it work.
So were you doing the taxes before you quit your job?
That year with that guy,
yes.
After I got the information, I had that experience, then I was like, oh, okay. I just immediately, once the season ended with him and he not paid me, I began to formulate my plan. Like, okay, cool. Like now you have this information. How are we going to put ourselves in position? Okay, we got to formulate this plan because you have what it takes now. He gave you, that was your tuition. So don't be mad. Don't be angry. Don't be sad. Don't be bitter. And don't replay this story.
Don't replay this story. What do you mean?
Like, sometimes we go through stuff in life and we replay the story.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? Like, I work with this guy and he didn't pay me and we're still selling that same story and it's been 5 years now. Yeah. Get up, keep it moving.
I think because people when you tell the story, people feel bad for you. And we like the feeling of people feeling bad for us.
It feels good.
So we hold on to it, right? Mm-hmm. But you're like, yo, I got to let this go.
Yeah.
What happened, happened.
Yeah.
And when I need to know the month because I want to know how somebody can actually, how me and Jovan, we can start this tax business. All right, so you get the information and then tax season is over, what, October?
April? Technically, it's over April. But I mean, you could process clients all the way till October. So I do have clients I process till then. Gotcha. But when April gets here, then I'm not going to the office every day
people that's
anymore.
Late every year like me. Okay. You file an extension for me? Okay. All right. So you end working with him in April-ish?
April.
Okay. And then what do you do in May? Do you quit your job in May?
Oh, no. If I were to quote the money, I'd be totally guessing. But I feel like I still have that check of when I cashed out. I feel like it was June or July.
So June, a couple months, you keep your job, then you leave.
Then I leave.
I wouldn't have done that.
Why?
Because tax season don't start till January. I'd have kept the check until January.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have that level of belief, honestly.
Yeah.
You just quit and say, yo, I'm going all in, even though nobody gets their taxes done right now. And you've never even done it on your own. This is what I'd done. Let me tell you what I'd done, okay? I would have probably waited till January. I'd have launched my business in January. I'd have done refunds in and around my job, feel it out, get my customers up between January and April, and then maybe quit next December when I'm ready. Why didn't you do that?
I guess I'm just not wired that way. Once I decide that I'm going to do something, nothing or no one can stop me. And so, granted, I was really young too. I was in my 20s. So it was kind of like that. I've always had this reckless, blind faith. It's if I do something, God be with me. I'm about to do it.
Talking spicy.
And so
I like this conversation.
And so that was my mentality. It was oh, what if it doesn't work? It's how is it going to work? This is what I'm doing. What is it going to take for it to work? I didn't even think oh, I'm going to figure it out. I didn't, honestly, those thoughts never crossed my mind.
You're a different breed. June, so what did you do after you quit your job? I'm trying to get prepared mentally for this bridge between June and January, first client. Were you ever making money? Were you making money in between there somehow?
Sure. So I like to clean and organize. If I could be a janitor, that would be my dream job because I love organizing and I love physical labor. So when the off season happened, then I was just getting things prepared, formulating my plan. I would go to Barnes & Noble every single day and I would sit in Barnes & Nobles and read books and write out my business plan until they closed. Just right now, things I could learn. I knew that I was taking on a team. I never had recruited people. I'm 20-something years old. I don't know how to recruit. I don't know how to train. I have to be able to present them with information to be able to train them and, help them connect with why are you even doing this? So then I just kind of began to formulate this plan of okay, this is what you're going to do, Court. You're going to, I would throw ET on, Eric Thomas and have them listening to that. I'll have them write out their whys. And then I would have them, basically, now we're going to learn tax principles, now we're going to do mock scenarios. So then I just began to formulate things I had already done it before. Now that I'm thinking this through with you, that's kind of just how I moved with it.
Dang. All right. So you're preparing, and you're waiting for January to hit. Day one, do you remember the launch, the grand opening?
I don't.
No?
Mm-mm.
Do you remember, the first season, the first tax season?
The first season.
How'd it go?
It went really good. I think our first month we did $60K in January. And we were yes. And I'm saying we because I had a friend that I decided, hey, we're going to work together. We're going to date too because we're friends and we're building our business together. And
didn't work out? Oh, no, y'all dated?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Is that person still doing taxes?
Yes.
Just a different firm?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just knew when you said it. When you threw date in there, I was oh, this is going to be all bad.
Bad.
Okay, so 60 grand.
Our first month. He removed my name off the bank account because he's like, I don't trust you. We had never seen that kind of money. We were working jobs where we were making a little bit of money.
Hold on, what was he doing?
He worked at Bank of America, like doing some little like collection customer service job too.
So y'all had 60,000. Was that did y'all ride out the season together? Or?
Oh yeah. I mean, once he removed my name off the bank account.
He removed it in January.
He removed at the beginning of the season.
When y'all first got the bag.
Yeah, right when we were like getting our first deposit. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Money changed people, don't
Money
it?
changes people. It does.
Bro, you was just at the desk at Bank of America.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So he removed you from the bank account.
Yep.
In January, but y'all still partners.
I said, I'm not leaving. Like, if I need to show you that I'm not going to do wrong, then that's fine. But I came
Also, nothing happened to where he didn't trust you. He just
had major trust issues, so he just didn't trust me. And, people have their personal baggage. So just having trust issues and not whole individual doing business, just tons of issues. And so it was insecurities coming up. He was thinking I was going to take the money. I was going to cheat, all this weird stuff. So it ended up being abuse. It ended up being my name off the bank account. It ended up being a lot of stuff. But I said, listen, I'm not stopping. Like, I'm here to win. So if I need to prove whatever I need to prove to you, but I'm not walking out these doors until this season is over and we've serviced our clients and we've performed for our team. And so that's what I did.
So y'all, how long were you together before January?
We were friends for like 2 years. And then that was the year where basically it was like snippet.
Golly. So first month, 60,000. Now he doesn't trust you. Did y'all stayed working together that whole season?
Oh yeah.
Were y'all still dating?
No. I mean, it was just an unhealthy dynamic, so we were just tolerating. You know what that
means? Y'all didn't
live
together or nothing, right?
I would go over there pretty often because it kind of got like, he was like really controlling. So he wanted me to be around all the time because it was just all this. So I would have to like, be on house arrest.
Were you in love?
I don't think I was in love. I was just young and I knew that I had a mission and it was to take care of my family and to prove to myself that it could. And so I didn't have any choice but to stay.
You had a choice. You could just keep it business, right? But he was more controlling.
Yeah, but I feel like the business would have suffered if I would have allowed all that person, because it was a lot of...
So you stayed for the business?
Because I had people writing on me for my business.
So there's no feelings attached to him?
Oh, no. It was because I was taking care of my mom at the time and my family.
You played the game.
I mean...
I see what's going on here.
I mean, it was traumatic.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it really well right now. It was really tough. But I couldn't afford to not be able to take care of my family. It was too much riding on it.
But you knew you were leaving after tax season.
I knew that I was leaving the moment that I could get out.
So whose name was on the lease?
Both.
All right. So 60,000 first month. What did we do that first season?
That first season we did like, I want to say like 170. Like 170.
Joe. You ready? Just start thinking of a name because we're doing taxes.
Like 170, 170.
For 170 in the first. So when you're telling people they can make six figures in 4 months, you're not telling them from even a level of, I'm going to teach you what I'm doing now. It's like your first season, you made six figures in 4 months.
My first, because when I worked with the little guy that didn't pay me the first year, right? I seen just the income potential. So it was like, I see that a lot of people live off $30,000 a year. You could be able to make a fraction of that. If you want to service people well, if you're not lazy and you're unafraid to talk to people. And back in the day, I took my team, we went to Walmart, we went to parking lots, we went and knocked on doors. That's why I wear these boots, because it takes work to be a business owner. Social media has made it real nice and cool and cute.
You always wear boots?
But when I go and like when I do with certain things, it's a mentality, for me. Because it's like boots on the ground. That's what it took to really build something, Court.
Golly, I'm so impressed by you. All right, so first season, first tax season, make about 160, 170,000?
170.
How much of that did y'all get to keep?
So it turns out that he ended up like just deciding that he was going to give me living stipends.
No.
It was a form of control because he wanted me to stay. And so, yeah. How
So how much of that did you get?
maybe 30.
No.
I mean, I literally got like kibbles and bits. It was never like, hey, it was like, I'm like, I need my bills paid. Okay, well, meet me, I'll give you a check for 2,000.
Have you written a book yet?
I haven't.
I would be so interested in like you sitting down and like scribing out exactly what went on, what you felt like, what that mindset was. So you made 30,000. Yo, even in a toxic situation, you made 30,000 in a tax season. Okay, so after this is done, you leave him in the business, and what do you do after that?
Sure. So it got really bad, and it was either I take, it was one of us were gonna have to go. And so me just being a little Jesus girl, God's like, Father, forgive him, for he know not what he does. So I called him. At first, I was fighting back and forth, like, hey, I'm not removing my name off the lease. And I went to Minnesota for a while to get away, and then I come back, and something just told me, like, just let him have everything. And so I called him, and I was like, hey, you could, call the landlord. You could tell him to remove my name off the lease. Like, he's like, what? What? I'm like, yeah, you could have everything. We had 13 computers. Just give me 7. You keep 6. You can keep all the desks. You can keep everything in the office. Like, you can have it all. And he was just like, this is like, then he wasn't fighting me to try and keep the business anymore. And so I let him have everything. I left, and I just said, all right, bet. I put myself in an internship. So I just surrounded myself with leaders that could pour into me, right, with my church. And then I just, so then I was basically in a 2-year internship at my church where I worked like 40 hours for free. And then I would get off, and then I would basically like go and I would do my business and train my team. And I just started preparing for the next season. And then I just ended up having like a small office. But I managed to bang it out. I have a really great team. My team has, followed me and stuck with me. And
so you left with just 7 computers. He kept the building, kept 6 computers.
Kept everything, the building, yeah, everything, and all the furniture. We ended up upgrading when we got some low money.
For sure,
well, he did, but yeah.
Gotcha. So you wound up getting another building that next tax season?
I ended up getting a building right by like the city that I was now living in that was near the internship. So I had like 3 little office spaces.
Same city?
Across town.
Okay, yeah. Gotcha.
It would be like what Georgia is to like another little town. You get it?
Yeah. Yo, but that's dope though, because it don't matter where you go, you can make this tax bill.
Oh yeah, because I mean, you're registered with Internal Revenue, the government, so you can service all 50 states. That's how it goes.
Okay. Do you remember your first tax season revenue after that situation?
I would be lying to you if I say I remember, but I know that I beat like the 170. I want to maybe think it was like 190. Like 190.
All by yourself.
Yeah.
You got to keep
it was
that
me
bread.
And team, and it was me and a team though of ladies. Because every year I've had a team, I've always felt like it would be wrong for me to just be out here grinding, getting this money, knowing that this industry's changed my life. And I've always carried a team, no matter the work and the weight that they've brought with me. Because I just feel like it's the rent that you pay for having a good life. You want to bless other people.
It's the rent that you pay for having a good life. Dang, this is good. All right, so let me ask you, paying your team, let's say 190, right? What do you get to keep? Like, what's your percentage?
Sure. So I used to be really generous. I was doing like 60-40 splits where they would get 60, I would get 40. Now it's like, whoa.
Oh, you're doing all the marketing and all that.
Yeah, it's not happening anymore. So now then that was like 60-40. Now it's more like 50-50 or 40-60, 40, 40 for them. But back then it was like, they were
still doing
60,
were you still doing your own tax? Were you still doing taxes as well, or just the team doing it?
Oh yeah, no. I'm boots on the ground with them too.
Gotcha.
Yes.
So let's just say 50-50?
I was bringing in 9, I'd say about, because I've learned that unless people have something really, really strong on the inside driving them, they could have the perfect opportunity and do nothing with it. And so I was bringing in, I'd say 85% of the revenue.
So most of that 190, as that, example of a number, most of that you get to keep yourself anyway.
Oh, yeah.
And then the other you just split.
Until I begin to bring on people that were like heavy hitters and that were going to do more and, Did
you have any bad years over the last 10 years?
I've had a bad year, but it's always been like with life experiences, giving me like hard work. It's never been like, have I ever not hit my numbers? I've never not hit them because I feel like that's something I have control over. So if I have to stay up late, if I have to get creative with marketing, if I have to pay people to market, like that's something I have control over. So if that's something that I have control over, then I'm going to do whatever it takes. Like there's no such thing. So I've had bad years because I've experienced like the nonsense of abuse and people not paying me and just going through life and family and, you know what I'm saying? All the stuff that I had to carry with me during these months. But like a bad year, like numerically, never.
No, it don't work like that, Texas, huh? Texas, no bad year numerically. This is lit. All right, look, I know you're enjoying the episode, but I got to tell you, finally, you asked for it, and we created a Patreon, okay? We created an inner circle. We have amazing stories, amazing information, how-tos from the episodes. The only thing we're missing is a community. So it's about that time. We put together our Patreon, we put together a community because we have to have conversation around the information. So even this podcast we're listening to right now, there needs to be conversation. I want to hear what you got. I want to hear what you got. Like, let's throw some stuff back and forth. And because we're like-minded, we're all going in the same direction. When we connect in a community, we can connect on other stuff outside the community because we're building real relationships. Okay, so check out the Patreon. We got 3 tiers. I don't care what tier you join. The support is appreciated. Okay, thank you so much. Now back to the episode. You're amazing. You're like an outlier. Like you're just so like, you're so driven and you see the world differently. I want you to be my coach, kind of. You know what I mean? Like you don't do coaching, right? Not yet. You coach your tax clients.
I do. So I do coaching, but I'm making a major shift now, right? Because I've recognized I've had a bunch of people on my team and I teach people how to make 6 figures in 4 months. Over the past years, I had a team and then I recognized I had to vet my team a little bit more because if your why is not strong enough, if there's not something driving you on the inside, then you'll just you'll get, you know what I mean? You'll lackadaisical through it. But anyways,
I want to find that in myself, honestly. How do you find that? Because I think it's something, I don't know if I'm super driven and I don't know if there's a fire inside. I just work and I do what I like to do, but I can go to a whole nother level if I had a strong enough why. And I have a why for, what I do, doing what I do. But how do you develop that? Because it's something in you that I believe if I had, I'd be a billionaire. How do you develop that?
I spend a lot of time with my thoughts. So I feel like listening to your thoughts, it's all a matter of your life experience. So let me just share with you a little bit about me. I was the girl that never thought that she was pretty enough, that didn't feel smart, that never thought that they could really have the good life, right? So when I had an opportunity to be able to prove myself, then me being launched in that opportunity, at that office when I was working with the guy that didn't pay me, and then second, it was me proving something to the little girl that thought that she could never do anything, be anything, or be anybody. So it's always been like me proving that little girl that discouraged me along my journey, like wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so now what moves me is like, I'm like, I gotta go harder because I gotta show other people that believe that it's not possible for them to have a good life, for them to conquer their body goals, for them to not have to live paycheck to paycheck. It's possible. So my vendetta is against the mind and the doubt and all the distractions and the noise that we go through. So what fires me is not money. It's like, I want to help other people know that it's possible to have a good life. Like it's possible if you do the work and if you're in the right environment. And, and so when I don't know, I just...
You think you have a good life right now?
I feel like I'm really grateful for life. And why I say that, because good life is not, for me, it's not just money. It's having, what good is success or money, right? If you don't have dominion over your desires, over your, just over the things that we're supposed to have dominion over. I don't think our desires should control us. I don't think that our emotions should control us. I don't think that our relationships should control us. I believe that we're called to have dominion over all facets of our life. And so because now I can actually say I go to the gym and I bust my butt at the gym. He trains Olympians. You know what I'm saying? Like I have Neo as a mentor. Like now because I have discipline, I'm, trying to honor God and wait until he sends my person. Like, because I'm really trying to have dominion, not even trying, because I have dominion over, the areas of my life that have conquered me for a time period. Now I can say, yes, I have a good life.
You preaching. When did you yes, we can clap. Golly. When did you realize you were in control? Like, I don't know if it was today you woke up and say, I'm in control. It seems like you've had that, but over this 10-year journey of like the ups and downs, and it seems like you gave us 2 isolated situations that were like downs for you for sure, but even in the next 8 years, I'm sure there's valleys and peaks everywhere, right? But when did you realize that I have a good life and I have dominion over everything that tried to kill me? Do you remember a moment?
That's
or
a really
time
good
period?
Sure. Let me think that through. If I had to like relate it back to a time, I don't know that I could actually relate it back to a time. But I'm a really big fan of Genesis. In the beginning, God created. And if you just stop there, I've always looked at life like I get to create every facet of my life that I'm not happy with. So if I'm not happy with something, let me just create it. So I feel like I've been on a journey to have a good life. So I could just, So I don't know how to answer that if I'm honest with you.
So I've been getting out of that situation. You were up for sure. Like, I feel good. My first year, I mastered. I knew I could do it. But what gives you joy? Where's your joy come from? Or what makes you super happy?
I love seeing people just defeat shit. Sorry for saying that. I do. I love seeing people just do things I love seeing people conquer the mind. Because I've recognized the real battle is not out here. It's really in here. And so that's what gives me joy. Like I've had a team forever and I do more coaching, right? With talking to them about mentality, locking in. Hey, let's stop allowing distractions to be the reason why you don't get to your goal. And so I lost my train of thought.
That's okay. Are you single now?
I am.
Do you think it's hard to date you? Someone so driven?
No, not anymore. I'm single, but I just became whole last year. Because see,
You're
business.
single, but you just became whole last year.
What I mean by that, it's just because my business was my everything. You know what I'm saying? My business was my everything. So actually taking aside time, because when you're winning in this area of life and nobody can see these areas, then the world thinks you're a success. It's not until you get into something unhealthy. It's not until you get into something healthy and the healthy exposes the areas of improvement for yourself. Does that make sense?
100%.
So last year I experienced just a level of like, I got out of a relationship that was healthy because I was unhealthy. And I got to experience just wholeness with dating myself and learning how to love me and recognizing like, Court, you have a lot to offer. And it's not because now somebody's chose you. Like that little girl that thought nobody would ever choose her. You're not really special because somebody chose you. You're special because I made you. I didn't know that. I thought I was special because I'm out here winning. I have a little, we think we have some little stuff over here. And so we feel like, oh, we're winning in life. But I knew when I looked in the mirror, I wasn't really happy with myself. So I'm winning to the world, but in the silence of my home, like.
What weren't you happy with though?
Just bad decisions. I mean, I don't know how real I could be on this show.
Real,
but
please.
Just
because
like
somebody's going through it, right?
Yeah.
And nobody's going to talk about it.
Yeah, bad decisions, sleeping with men, having abortions. So you see this woman that's successful, that owns real estate, that has a team of women behind her. She's helped other people do it. But you don't know how many bad decisions that I made that nobody ever seen. So I had a problem with that person. So wholeness came when I was just like, listen, I'm not playing games anymore over here. If it's not right, I'm not doing it. Period. You know, so I feel like I conquered the other stuff, right? Some people have a difficulty like winning in business. Winning in business was really easy for me. It didn't matter what I was going through. I know how to lock in and level up and not let up until I win. But conquering wholeness, conquering feeling good enough, feeling pretty, feeling valued, feeling like you have something to offer outside of your money to offer. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So I had to like deal with that little girl and that person and not allow her to be with me the rest of my life. And people think, oh, well, you don't have a man because you're really successful. No, you don't have a man because you haven't dealt with your wholeness. So if we can deal with that, so that's why I love this industry, is because it allows me to work 4 months. And before I would work 4 months, then I would go like travel. I would go to like out of the country and like spend time with orphans, or I would go volunteer, or I would just go do things where I needed to be in an environment where I could just be able to give back. You know what I mean? And just have my mind off of me and onto other people so I could have a higher perspective. So like that's why I'm living my best life, because, you know, it's just different now.
Good. Did you do therapy or anything?
With myself and with God, and I mean, counseling, you know, here and there, but I spend a lot of time with myself. I spend a lot of time, I believe in having, like, I am the most transparent person. Sometimes it's not so good. But I have this, so I'm always coming up with these theories, right? So I came up with the glass house theory. And the glass house theory is this, like, what if your house had no ceilings, everything was glass. Your clients could come over, your mom, your friends, they could come over. They could hear the conversations that you're having. They could see what you're doing. Like, would the outside world see you as the same as the inside world? Or was there two different people? Oh. And so when I began to, like, I came up with that theory and I was just like, wow, my glass house theory, I'm failing it. Like, I got a problem with that because I'm doing stuff over here with these guys, but then you think Cortney's this really cool little great person over here. So then I had to start correcting stuff that I didn't want in the glass house. Like, nope, you're not sleeping with anybody, Court. Nope, you're not doing this. Nope, you're not just going to be up here kicking it, whatever. You're not going to just be, you know, whatever the case may be, making bad decisions, you know? And so I just started correcting everything that nobody could see because, you know, people were glamorizing the wrong things, which was the outside world. You know? And I'm just like, man, that's not success for me.
Yeah, I think that's a major key, man. I teach a lot of my clients to think. And a part of it is obviously trying to figure out, what am I going to do to, I have this particular goal. Like, let's sit down and think and figure out the goal. But in the process of sitting and thinking, I'm hoping that it creates a habit for some people to sit down with your phone face down, on silent, because if it goes off, you're going to pick it up, but TV off, and just spend time with you. Because I think we have the answers to all of our questions, but we never trust ourselves. So we just go ask somebody, hey, Dave, what do you think about this? Courtney, what do you think about this? And we've never sat down and thought about it, sat there and thought. And once you realize you have the answers, it's really empowering, isn't it?
It's so empowering. You nailed it.
And I got to ask you, if somebody is going to shoot their shot, what kind of guy?
I want a man that loves the Lord.
Okay.
Like, and I always say how a man loves God is how a man will love his wife. And a man's unfaithful with God, if he doesn't give God his time, his attention, then what makes me think that I'll be able to keep it?
That's okay. All right.
And I want somebody that is unafraid to like go after what they believe in, and that loves to serve people, and that likes to have fun, because I'm really like, I like to dance a lot, and I'm really a lot of fun.
All right, that's the political answer. What do you gotta look like? You know what I mean? Do you want them tall? You want them thick a little bit?
So if I'm honest with you,
that's what I'm talking about. Let's get right there.
I kind of gave up on Brothas.
Really? Don't give up on us. Why?
I mean, you know, unless God works it out with my last guy, but just cause. I never want to give up on, but then the fighter in me is like, you never give up on anything,
You don't give
girl.
up, especially not on us.
That's not who you are. But, you know, so basically.
Why? You got to walk me through that. I mean, there's a couple reasons.
Because honestly, like, I love the fact that we live in a world where a man is supposed to provide, and that's cool. And I've never met one of those. A man has never bought me a bag or anything expensive outside of a watch one time, an Apple Watch. But in general, I've just had my fair share of experiences with our men and them not showing up. And, and it's not fair.
It's not fair. Yo, and here's the thing. I can't even be mad at it based on experience, because I know, man, I understand. No, I was never that guy. Come on, brother. Don't do that. So the last person you dated was us though, right?
Mm-hmm.
So whoever that was turned you off from the whole race.
No. He was a great guy. That was a great person. I wasn't ready.
So why are you giving up on my man? Why are you giving up on us?
Because I had to go through 1 million to get to that one. The law of numbers doesn't make sense.
Okay. So is it, are you more attracted to white? Is it Asian?
Oh no, I'm attracted to black men.
Of course.
Yeah, but I mean.
But you're giving other races a shot.
Oh yeah. For sure. And they're just nicer, they're kinder, they listen, they're more attentive. Like my experiences
They got some flaws too.
Of course.
I don't know what they are. I'm not sure what they are because I don't really have.
Yeah. Of course they do, but it was just a different experience all in all.
And where do you live?
In Dallas.
Dallas?
Mm-hmm.
I would say come to Atlanta, but they're nice in Atlanta, but it's just it's not enough of them.
Yeah.
There's too many.
I feel like it'll come to me. I recognize it, like when you do your work, it's like I'm a magnet, and I feel like what's for me will come. Mm-hmm. So I'm not even in a rush.
Gave up on us, y'all. You haven't given up.
Not completely.
Not completely.
No, because the fighter in me doesn't ever give up.
Right.
But, Courtney wants to give up. The little girl, Courtney, she wants to give up for sure.
I feel that. And there's probably a bunch of people in the comments that's going to feel that too. But then there's a bunch of people in the comments like, no, I'm not feeling it. So anyway. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries. But so you're open to people shooting a shot in the DM just to see what's happening? All right, we'll get to the taxes. Yeah. Okay, listen. So you have a bunch of clients that have had success, but you haven't been on you're not like they're running ads and like marketing and all that kind of stuff. It's just people that you knew say, hey, Court, teach me how to do this. And do you have success stories?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think one of my highlights is my sister. Mm-hmm. She watched me from the beginning, and she would come in and kind of ease her toes, put her toes in the water. And the past 2 years, she decided to bang it out. So we launched hers, and she hit her 6 figures, and it turned out she actually got really sick in February. So she made enough money. So that was last year, January to February, she banged it out. She was able to fund herself, totally paying for all of her doctor's expense, heal herself holistically in her home. And now she's like, wow, like they diagnosed her with cancers and all this stuff. And she was able to learn information. She couldn't walk. She went from being perfectly healthy, not, overweight or anything. Well, we thought at least perfectly healthy, to not being healthy. And to make a long story short, because of the success that she'd experienced the year before, and then now year 2, she was able to not work from after making money from January to February, not work the rest of the year until now here, this year that we're in, pay for everything. Now she's basically funding herself to go to doctor school. Another lady named Angela, she quit her job at 39, worked for me for 4 years. She's launched her tax company. Another lady named Rolanda. So I have quite a few people that are out there that have done really well with working with me. But you have to be willing to offer excellence. That's really the key. People that just want to offer a tax return, that's exactly what you're going to get, $1. But when you really offer excellence, then... And that's what I really train my people on. It's a matter of how you deliver. It's not what you deliver, it's how you deliver.
Yo, you are going to be big. I mean, you do well in business, but like your personality, it's so attractive. And I think the world is going to fall in love with you. With this being your, because you don't do a whole lot of personal branding and marketing and stuff like that? Do you do a lot of podcasts and stuff?
No, this is my first one ever.
Your first one. And she was super nervous. And when she found out y'all was staying, she was like, oh my gosh, are they staying here? I was like, what? Yeah. She said, oh my gosh, well, make sure they're real quiet. I'm like, yo, what? Like, it's going to be fine. Comfortable, right? These are it's family now.
They are.
But I think you're going to be huge. Your mindset and your results and the fact that you truly want to help people, that is very, very attractive. And I just think you're going to be huge. And I feel honored that you're on the podcast because I get to feel like, I expose you to the world first. And now everybody's going to be reaching at you like, yo, come on my podcast, all that kind of stuff. So yes, reach out to her. It's okay. All right. So who isn't right to start a tax firm? But you don't just do taxes though.
Right. So what I found is people come to you for taxes because you're letting them in, like once they let you in to do their taxes, they start sharing with you that their credit is not together, just so many other things. So then I find myself creating tools for my clients. Hey, you need to go through this money management course because it's not okay for you to make a bunch of money and not end up having any. So anyways, tax preparation and accounting, that means like, say for instance, you're a business owner and you need to issue 1099s and my team would help you issue your 1099s, manage your books, credit repair. So I found a bunch of services. I recognized that a bunch of people were saying, hey, we need this. We need our credit done. And they started reaching out to us for everything. And so I was like, okay, I have to be able to find a way to be able to offer that to these people. And me, with me having a level of information where I knew that I could, then I said, okay, this is going to be something that I provide to my clients.
Got you. And that's what I'm guessing that's what you do in the off season, or do you do taxes year round pretty much?
So if you give the gas, enough, pressure, then you could be, with tax season, you're absolutely good. If you want to just, having those other sets of services like credit repair, it's something that 7 out of 10 people need and it's year round, then that's something as well. The accounting, often business owners don't have their books together. Things are in shambles. I need somebody to help them kind of get things organized. Because I know when I was a business owner starting out, I knew how to make a bunch of money, but I wasn't organized. The infrastructure that I've gotten along the years, I didn't have today in these past few years. So then we help business owners make a better decision. Man, you're paying X amount in taxes. Did you know if you were an S Corp, you would save 15.7% in taxes? You know what I mean?
I just found that out.
So then we basically start helping you with a framework of information so that you can be able to make better decisions. Hey, you're a single member LLC. You recognize that you're really not protected. And so we give them information. They're like, oh, okay, cool. Like, dang, I didn't know that. So like, okay, what can we do? Well, let's help you get set up. So we help them get their entity restructured. We help them understand it's not a good idea for you to have your business set up at your home. Because if you get an angry client, guess what they're going to come do? They can find you and your business is linked to your home. So they're knocking on your door. I'm here for David Shands. I need, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, we just help them with information and we equip them. So that those are some of the things. We found that people need information more than they need a service. So then we package that into our firm.
Solid. Yo, can I'm gonna put your link in here. And I gotta ask though, I don't know what it is for the course, but can my friends have a discount?
Of course.
Okay. So is there a place to put in a promo code?
Yes.
So let's do social proof. Okay, just set up social proof when this is over.
10-4.
And I don't know, you create what the discount is, but show my family some love because I think there's so many people that can relate to your story and would looking for an opportunity, right? Like me and Joe. Right, Joe? Okay. I want to ask, anybody have any questions? Anybody got any questions while you're here? Okay. All right, if you think of one, just let me know, okay? So I have to do thank you.
Thank you.
You're so resilient. I like to make predictions on the podcast. And I want to know where you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years so that I can look back at this video and say, yo, I talked to Cortney 5 years ago and she said she was going to be doing this. Look, she's actually doing it. So what is your 5 to 10 year prediction for yourself?
Somebody told me you were going to ask me that.
Yeah.
And
first off, in your vision, who you see yourself married to? What color is he?
he's a brown man.
He brown? Okay,
he's
brown.
I'm going to give up. Okay. So I would say having one of the largest movements of people. I would like to be the example to redefine success. So creating a movement of people that's like, hey, yeah, we're getting money and we're proud and we show that off however you show it off with your designer bags, your nice cars, that's cool, but we're whole people and we're out here helping. So I plan to create some sort of movement where basically people are not just winning, and I think that's why like my firm, I'm kind of rebranding things a little bit because I recognize that if you're just coming to make money, you're not going to stay. Because the level of pressure in which I'm going to ask you to perform for yourself so you can really get there is you're not just going to stay. But anyways, so back to your question, where do I see myself in 5 years? Creating a movement of people that are proud about ultimate success and not just the financial component. So it's a bunch of people that are winning, like a bunch of amazing people that are sick. They're like, man, you like this person, not because they make money, but because they're real, because they've dealt with their trauma. They're helping other people. Like they're impactful. That's what I want my financial firm to be. It's like, man, you meet those people, you talk to those people, and they're different.
Yeah. I believe you. And I want to be a part of the movement because I want to be whole, not just...
Cut it out.
I want to be whole out
Cut
here.
it out.
And plus, she said when she closed her eyes, she sees her and a brown man. Well, it would be funny if in 5 years she's not brown. He'd be looking at this like, yo, that's not me. All right, cool. Look, I have to do a quick commercial, but I need you to close us out with something strong, okay?
What does that mean?
You just close us out with a word of wisdom.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but I got to do a quick commercial real quick. But first off, this was lit. This was a really, really good conversation. Really good for me too, because you talking about your passion and your mindset sparked something inside of me today. I feel like a fire. Seeing you allows me to see what's not inside of me. And it sparked something there. So I want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Genuinely, thank you. So let me do a commercial real quick. Think of something thought-provoking to say, okay?
I might struggle with that. I'm going to tell you now.
You'll be fine, trust me. You've been giving us bars this whole episode. You'll be fine. All right, this episode is sponsored by The Morning Meetup, themorningmeetup.com. TheMorningMeetup.com is the only organization that gathers every single day for the betterment of entrepreneurs. Did you know every morning we're on a call with between 300 and 400 entrepreneurs every single morning, Monday through Friday?
I did it.
You talk about a movement of people like growing together. That's exactly what we're doing. So every morning we have a book club. So every day we read a chapter, and then the next morning we discuss the chapter that we read the night before. Every single day, Monday through Friday. So we've literally read 7 books this year, and we'll probably end up reading about 14 to 15 as a community, and people from all across the country. So one, we learn about financial education. We learn about, we're reading How to Win Friends and Influence People. So we're learning like relationship, how to talk to people. People are networking with each other, doing little meetups. I put the group together and they meeting up amongst themselves and they don't even invite me. Ain't that crazy? I'm like, yo, see, I need to start inviting me, okay? I feel some type of way. But anyway, yes. So, and because I'm so confident in this movement and what people get out of this program, I let people try it for $1. So if they go to themorningmeetup.com, they don't need a promo code or anything like that. They can try it out for $1 for 7 days to see if it's something that they're going to like. And if they like it, they can stay at $79 a month. If they don't, they can leave before the trial and no hard feelings. You didn't like it. I don't teach good, whatever you didn't like about the program. Okay, so, and also Patreon. Oh, I'm gonna ask them very specific questions about getting started in the tax business in our Patreon group. Because after we stop this, we have a Patreon group that like they invest and they really show love to the pod. Are y'all on the Patreon? It's as low as $5.
I'll be in. I didn't know about it.
Thanks, I appreciate it. I'm disappointed in y'all. Okay, just go to patreon.com/David Never Sleeps. Come on. That's a fact. You did bring me some food. That's love. That's what's up. Y'all a couple, so y'all can have a joint account. It's all good. But anyway, go to the Patreon. The link is below. Oh, so Cortney, thank you. This was awesome. And you flew in from Texas to come to the show and bless these people. Thank you. You are a boss. So how can people connect with, I'm going to have a link here below for people to check out your course. And we'll do a promo code, Social Proof. So remind us of that, Joe, Social Proof. And okay, tell them how they can find you.
Sure. So you can go to myfinancialfirm.com, and that's where you can check out all my digital courses, the course in which I'm talking with you about right now, and the mentorship component of it. And that's where you'll find it all.
What happens, though, if I invest and it doesn't work for me?
Well, I only do things, because we live in this is the land of courses now. Just buy my course.
For sure.
Let's just be real. And I want to connect with people that really want to get the most out of life. So with my course, depending on the level in which they buy in at, if you buy the actual course with the mentorship, it's 100% guarantee. Not only do you get mentorship with me, you're going to learn the information, but I give you a batch of clients because every one client turns into 3 clients if you service them well. It's proven. I've never marketed. I've never paid for ads. I've never did any of this stuff. So I've done the real marketing, and the real marketing is servicing people really, really well. And if they don't get the results, then I'll give them their money back. Because I'm only going to put my name on something I truly believe in, or I'm not going to do it.
I love this girl. I really, really love Cortney. You operate integrity. You're growing as a person, and I'm inspired. Okay, so myfinancialfirm.com. They got all your information, packages, things of that nature. And how do they find you on social media?
Sure. So my name on social media is at Coach Cortney Rose. That's it.
Is it? You're asking me? I don't know.
Sure. So my name on social media is
Let me just double
at
check.
Coach Cortney with no U.
You know you ain't no marketer.
I know. I told you. I struggle with this stuff. I'm just an organic. I like to work hard. I'll be a janitor. I'm telling you.
Which I like about you.
Let me sweep this place. All right. I'll do great with that. But Coach Cortney with no U. CORTNEY Rose. ROSE.
Yes, it is. Coach COACH. Cortney, CORTNEY.
Yep.
Rose.
Yep.
Yes. Coach Cortney Rose. Okay. You lit. You lit. Okay, so make sure y'all follow Coach Cortney Rose. Okay. She's at 6. Let me see this. You are at 6,500 followers. I'm saying you're at 6,500 followers right now because you're going to be at 650,000 soon because you lit and you're dope. If you're on social media often. Are you?
I am.
Okay,
I'm learning to be, yes.
We're about to turn you all the way up. All right, cool. So again, thank you so much because there's somebody out here, and I'd like you to kind of close us out with a word. There's somebody out here that they don't have that belief only because life has beat them up so much. They've been through so many traumatic situations, toxic relationships, and they just don't feel like they're enough. What would you say to this person?
I would say to this person, I have another theory for them, but we'll get to that another time. It's the balloon theory.
We'll get to it in Patreon.
Yeah. But basically, let go of what you've been through and recognize that your life experiences is your college. It's equipped you to be able to help more people. Now I have this fire on the inside. It's because of my life experiences. So let go of what's happened to you. To embrace now, literally, this is something that I do. But when I go through anything difficult, like last week, I left the mastermind and somebody just quit on me. I was really counting on my team, and nobody ever quits on me. Nobody. Because I communicate with my team. We work things through. We have conversation. We build. We overcome. But anyways, when I go through difficult things, so the person that's going through something that's tough and they're like all beat up by life. I used to get sad and cry or just be like, why did this happen? This breakup, the money, the troubles or whatever. I literally go like this. I'm getting stronger because I've recognized like pain. I'm not even joking. I've done this for since 2011. So now it's like when any adverse situation comes my way, whether I'm in the gym or whether I'm going through something traumatic, I embrace it. And I don't allow it to defeat me. So just start embracing it, finding the lesson. Get to the lesson really, really fast because there's somebody else that you need to be able to give this lesson to. So my thing is, let me hurry up and work through this. Let me hurry up and get past my emotions. Let me hurry up and find the lesson so that I can be able to administer somebody else's healing or give them the lesson. And then go rock out. Go all the way in. You get one life. And when it's over, you want to be able to say like, dang, I conquered this and this. And I never thought I could be consistent in the gym. In Court, you're being consistent in the gym now too. Like,
wow.
You know what I mean? So go all the way out with life. Go all the way out and go all the way out for the right reasons.
Yeah.
And you won't have any regrets.
Can't close it out no better than that, man. Do me a favor. Go first, follow Cortney, okay? But the second thing I need you to do is go get you some social proof. You can do what Cort's doing, okay? You go get you some social proof. Go build something. But I need you to come back to your community and teach your community how you did it so that you can, like, lead this movement. It's the only way our community grows, all right? So make sure you follow Cort, and we out here. I'll see y'all tax season. Make sure y'all holler at me. What if I told you for $1, I will introduce you to hundreds of entrepreneurs every single morning this week? From all across the country, you'll be able to talk to hundreds of entrepreneurs, and I'll coach you. I'll coach you for $1 this whole week, and I'll introduce you to some of my successful friends for $1 this week. Would you take part in that? Well, go to themorningmeetup.com because that's exactly what we're doing here, okay? The only organization that gathers entrepreneurs every single day for the betterment of entrepreneurship, okay? Every single day, Monday through Friday, we gather, we're growing, we're learning. We got a book club. Have you ever seen hundreds of entrepreneurs reading the same book every single chapter, every single day? We're growing together, okay? You need the environment to grow in. Themorningmeetup.com, $1. I'm gonna give you all of this for $1. If you wanna stay, great. It's $79 a month after that. If not, no obligation. You can leave whenever you want. All right? themorningmeetup.com. I'll see you in the morning.